Alright, kule video le sobheka inflation. What is inflation and affecta kanjani? So la ku-inflation ila kushintsha khona ama-price ezinto, right? Thola ukuthi manje izinto seziyadura as compared to kudala. So lana ku-increase i-price, increasing the price of goods and services. For example, as isinkwa nje, sikhuluma nje ngesinkwa. Bread dala maybe let's say this cost around 10 rands, right? So let's say single will be 10 rand, but now let's say it cost around the same bread, say it in 16 rand, right? So it means begne inflation kuze lesinkwa lesi sikhuphuke sisuke from 10 rand to 16 rand. So that is inflation, right? Ukukhuphuka kwama price for ama goods and services. And another example, petrol. Petrol in 2020 it was around 14 rand per liter, right? But manje it's around 26 rands per liter. So this is inflation, right? So kukhuphuka kwezinto. So nale izinto lezi zikhuphuka nge-percent elithize, right? So kuzomele calculate the inflation rate ukuthi ingakanani kahle. So according to the term inflation, into siyanderstanda ukuthi ku-increase the price yama goods and services over some years, right? All right, so a typical example we have, let's say a phone, right? iPhone, maybe a J5, a Samsung, right? The phone it cost say 4,000 in 2018, right? But then bese kuba an inflation, and inflation rate yakho, let's say with 3%, right? And the inflation le ibe khona after 4 years. So for example, from 2018 to 2019, 2020 until 2022. All right, so we're about to calculate what in 2022 le phone le izoba imali, right? So it means now in 2018 be 4,000, but bese kwaba ne-inflation 3,000. Ngo 2022 is a cost of money, because obviously if being equally inflation le phone le bezothi 4,000 even la ku 2022, right? So 2018 bezothi 4,000, 2022 bezothi 4,000 still, but now kube ne-inflation 3%. So izocosta malini ke le phone manje ngo 2022, So inflation, so sebenzisa le formula lakho leli compound interest, right? And A ile mali izocosta in 2022. P beyimali in le phone 4,000. 1 plus interest yakho 0.03, and for how many years? For 4 years, right? So sifuna ukucheck ukuthi le phone le izoba imalini. So is it 4,000 times 1 plus 0.03 raised to the power 4. Should manje le phone say to 4,502.04. So ngibona ngale inflation ukuthi seyikhuphukile manje le phone in 2022. Angeke usayithenga 4,000 but so ziyithenga 4,500, right? Okay, maybe for any bad example, because I'm a phone, I usually ayancipha in price. It's not like izinto ey'fana nesinkwa ukudla nje lokhu kuyakhuphuka, petrol lokhu kuyakhuphuka, right? But it was an example ukuthi if we had a phone, a J5, it cost 4,000 in 2018 bese kwaba ne-inflation, then after 4 years so izocosta 4,502 rand 0.04 cents, right? So that is inflation, kukhuphuka kwezinto. So let's have another example. So let's say we have bread cost maybe 10 rand in 2012, right? But then manje after 8 years in 2020 sifuna calculate 70 so imalini. Wabese kwaba ne-inflation ye 5% per annum, right? So calculate a price yale sinkwa in 2020. So it means that is after 8 years. For now besinkwa costa 10 rand manje, or let's say in 2012, then bese kuba ne inflation ye 5% per annum. Calculate ukuthi le sinkwa lesi soba imalini in 2020. So answer still sebenzisa le compound formula lethu 1 plus I to the power n. Sifuna calculate ukuthi in 2020 soba imalini, and bese imalini, which is P, right? So 10 rand, 1 plus interest yakho 0.05 to the power how many years? That is 8 years, right? And manje isinkwa be 10 times 1 plus 0.05 to the power 8. So isinkwa ke in 2020 sisithi 14 rand 77 cents, right? Yeah, so this is inflation, kukhuphuka kwezinto, right? Last example, let's say the petrol price. So petrol price in 2020, it 20 rand per liter in 2020. Bese kwaba ne-inflation ya 7%. Calculate ukuthi in 2022 izoba imalini. right? So simple. A is equals to P 1 plus I to the power N per liter. It was 20 rand. 1 plus I 0.07 to the power, okay, in 2022, not 2020, right? Should be in 2022. And in 2022, it's how many years? From 2020, then that should be 2 years, right? So it means price is at 20 times 1 plus 0.07 to the power 2. So it means in 2022, the petrol price says that 22 rand 0.90 cents, right? But it's not always ukuthi bazothi calculate ukuthi izoba imalini. Bangathi iphone it costa 4,000, right? Bese kwaba ne-inflation, but manje le phone le seyicosta 4,502 point, okay, between the percentage la 0.04, okay, yeah. So bangathi phone initially becosta 4,000, right? But then manje seyicosta 502.04 cent, right? And the inflation le ibe khona in 4 years. Bese bathi calculate ukuthi i-inflation rate bethini. So uyalapha kule formula A is equals to P1 plus I to the power N. I need to calculate the interest rate or the inflation rate, which is low I in this case, right? So la ku A the phone le base cost of 4,502.04, and then they cost a malin initially before 4 years, then it was 4,000, right? 1 plus I, we calculate yanalo I to the power how many years? 4 years. Then we solve for I gila, right? All right, so now solve for I la, divide both sides by 4,000. Right, do cancel nala. So now so divide ngale 4,502.04 divided by 4,000, then uthola 1.12551, right? Then is equals to 1 plus I to the power 4. Then uzothatha i-fourth root both sides. So now fourth root sizothi 4 nala lo kuzocancela nalokho ngapha, then kuzosala u1 plus I lo kula phakathi kule bracket, right? And then ngale bese ushaya i-fourth root yakho ke, and the calculator now ushaya i-fourth root lapha izokunikeza u1.03, right? So kuze uthole lo I uzomikisa lo 1 ngale izothi 1.03 minus 1 equals to I, then I is equals to 0.03. Then in terms of a percent lakho, then so multiply by 100, then it's okunikeza 3%. So now inflation rate yakho, it was 3%. And so that is all in inflation, ukukhuphuka kwezinto in terms of a price, kukhuphuka kwama goods and services in terms of a price, and is kukhuphuka a specific rate, and the rate it's either specified or when examined we calculate.